Hey, Mitch.
Hey, Ed.
Mitch, I said we're doing Condorman.
Let's just start the show.
Hi, this is Ed Dollister.
And this is Mitch Halleck.
And welcome to another exciting episode of Mitch and Ed's Excellent Adventure. If it's your first time here, thanks for joining us. And a big hello to all our new subscribers. Great that you've joined us. If you are a regular viewer as well, welcome back. Mitch, if you are new to the show, though, how can you find out a little bit more about our show?
Oh, Ed, it is as easy as putting on a bird costume and climbing to the Eiffel Tower and jumping off of it and pretending you're flying with the help of blue screen, wires, and really bad special effects. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button on the bottom, and you will be subscribed to Mitch and Ed's Excellent Adventure, and you'll know every time that we go on another trip back into the past, talk about TV, movies, and more right here on the almighty YouTube. Let's get it. Let's crack this egg, Ed.
We will. It's 1981's Condorman from Walt Disney Productions. Now, it's funny. I mentioned this at our shop. We've got some regulars who come to our shop, and we were just talking about us doing our YouTube show. And I said, "Oh, yeah, we're doing Condorman," and they go, "Condorman, I love that film," and I could not believe it. So we've been looking to do. Well, I've been looking to, it's all right, Mitch. We've been looking to do Condorman for quite a while. Well, I have actually, because I have fond memories of this film. I remember seeing it in 1981 in the cinemas for a friend's 11th birthday party. And we went to see it and I kind of enjoyed it. It was before, I saw it before Raiders of the Lost Ark and before... after Superman. So after Superman 2. So it wasn't, it wasn't up to those heights, but I kind of enjoyed it. Did you see it in the cinemas, Mitch?
Mercifully, no. I did not. You know when I saw it? I saw it when you sent me the DVD and for Christmas, and I watched it.
Really?
Yes. I've only, a year or two? And I rewatched it 2 weeks ago in preparation for this, just in case I might have forgotten some of the quality that is Condorman, because I can't. Now, 1981, when you said that, I'm thinking Raiders of the Lost Ark, the greatest movie ever made. No, that's why I didn't know about Condorman, because honestly, did this come out before June or after June or when? Because I don't remember. I remember the ads, but I don't remember seeing this in the theater. I don't think
many people remember seeing this in the theaters apart from myself and my friends at the shop. Now, before we go, let's into it. Not that was our wrap up. We're gonna go to our trusty rating the movies.
Yes,
and we'll have a quick review. Condorman, 1981. From the Walt Disney Studios comes a flimsy parody of James Bond adventures, which features striking scenery from exotic locations and an adolescent plotting script. Crawford plays a cartoonist who occasionally dresses up like a comic book hero he's created. He's drawn into a CIA caper in which he helps a beautiful Russian agent, played by Barbara Carrera, who is a defect. He helps her defect.
She's defective. There's nothing wrong with Barbara Carrera.
Oh, no, she's pretty hot.
She's the cat's pajamas.
Of course, yes. Of course, he uses all the wonderful gadgets and schemes that he dreamed up for his comic strip. 2 stars. So
that many, huh?
Yeah. So look, I've got to say, the concept, it's actually based on a movie, a book called The Game of X. And it's quite a good concept when you think about a comic book creator who tests out, he has to test out his designs to see that they work, so that they actually work for the character in real life.
No, you gotta do it in a Michael Crawford voice, Ed. You gotta do it like this.
Who can save Princess Juliet? Held captive by the evil Count Lorca. Who can save the city? Who?
Look, I can't have my character doing this stuff unless it's believable. That's why I'm doing this, because I want the kids to understand that Condorman can do everything. And for some reason, I scream all my dialogue in this movie like I'm Regis Philbin.
Okay.
Why is that, Ed?
You sounded a bit like James Hampton as well. But anyway, what I'm going to say is that Michael Crawford, I mean, I don't know if he was known to American audiences, But
no, he was in before Phantom of the Opera. He was it was a musical.
so he was in
He was in. He
Barnum.
was in. I was no. He was in May. What?
Hello, Dolly. He
Hello,
played,
Dolly. That's what
played-
I'm thinking of. Yes.
played Cornelius, which I played that role on the stage here in Geelong. He was in A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum, but
Right.
in Australia and certainly the UK, he was famous for Some Mothers Do Have 'Em. This
No, we knew him here
sitcom.
from the P.T. Barnum play,
Okay, so he was
which
Frank
was
Spencer in that. Famous. I'll put up a picture.
really.
Of it. Yeah,
I don't know this movie you're talking
but
about.
he's obviously British. He's obviously British. So
Is he? Because the way he talks, I was like, "What's going on?"
Yep. So he plays Woody Wilkins, and he's in Paris. He's friends with James Hampton, who I remember from Teen Wolf.
F Troop. Where?
Teen Wolf. He's the dad.
No, sir. No. F Troop.
I do remember him from F Troop. Now that
He played Dobbs, the bugler,
with Ken Berry and
Ken
Larry
Berry,
Storch.
Forrest Tucker, Larry Storch.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, I do remember him from that, but I mainly remember him as the dad from.
Oh no. He had a good career, that fella. He was in Semi Tough with Burt Reynolds.
He was in The Longest Yard.
I'm sorry, The Longest Yard, not Semi Tough.
Yes.
That's the movie with Mac Davis and Nick Nolte. Yeah, 100. Yes, you're right. But he had a long career, that fella.
Yeah.
He was on a lot of, he was always a character actor. You'd see him in the background. Yeah, Teen Wolf's probably the biggest thing that people remember him from.
Yes.
Michael J. Fox and such. I think he was in the sequel too with Jason Bateman. They got him back, maybe. There was a sequel.
There was that Teen Wolf 2. That's correct.
But anyway, I like him. He always get a great performance. Crawford got on my nerves. And then Barbara Carrera, woof, Maron. You can't. I mean, I thought Never Say Never Again.
This is pre James Bond.
Was it though?
Yes.
Because that's 1982. Never Say Never Again is 1982.
That's 83.
Oh my God. Well, whatever. But Barbara Carrera was in it, and man, oh man, that's the only thing that saves this movie. The only reason why I sat through 90 long minutes.
All right, I will say there's a few things. You've got Oliver Reed playing Krokov.
How did he get in this? Did he owe somebody money? Because I was like, wait, that's Oliver Reed before he drank himself to death. What happened?
Yes. Okay, and you've got Jean-Pierre Calfon as Morovich, who's the villain. The sort of, he's Oliver Reed's sidekick, or not sidekick, or lackey, but
henchman.
Thank you. But what I love about him is he's got a chrome eyeball, and that is pretty cool. That was pretty cool. So there's a few cool things in it. Also,
wait, whoa. And isn't Dana Eclair in it?
Elcar, not Dana Eclair.
Oh, I've been saying it wrong all these decades. I hope Dana's not with us anymore.
He's not with us. From MacGyver.
Okay, good.
Okay, Pete.
He was in MacGyver, right? Yeah, that's why I was thinking. Oh, I'm sorry. Eclair? How do you say it?
Elcar.
Elcar.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on. Tell me about your love of Condorman.
I was going to say the other connection with Indiana Jones is Vernon Dobachev. So do you know who Vernon Dobachev is?
Was he in Last Crystal Skull?
He was in Last Crusade. Thinking about the
he's the butler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was he plays one of the Russian spies in this.
Oh, okay. Yes, he was the and I am Mickey Mouse. Yeah.
Yeah. So a few things that are great, I think, in Condorman.
Tell me, please.
I think the overall concept is a good concept.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I wonder if it was at a time. One, it's from Walt Disney Pictures, which was going through a period of, you just had the black hole.
The black hole, yeah.
After this, you have Tron.
Yep.
But they're not.
They were struggling.
They
didn't know what they were going to be. They had no idea until I think Splash came out a couple years later.
And that was through Touchstone, wasn't it? It wasn't.
I know. But I'm saying Disney didn't know if they were kids' pictures or they were adults.
And this was probably a little PG-13. I think,
Well, no. This movie's more like an Inspector Clouseau movie. I get what they were trying to do. If this was Peter Sellers, maybe it would have worked better than Michael Crawford. I think Crawford's just miscast from the word go, man. I'm sorry.
He's known for his physical comedy, and he do a lot of the stunts himself in Some Others Do Have 'Em. And I think that's probably why they cast him. But that aside, you know, the concept's pretty sound. The locations are fantastic.
Oh,
They
yeah,
go to
Paris
the
and-
Alps. They go to the Yugoslavia. They've got
Yeah, oh,
Paris.
yeah.
You know, that's it. And some of the action sequences are pretty good. The car, like the Condorman car, that's probably
Yeah.
the best known scene with all the black Porsches which are
Yes.
chasing it.
Yes.
It sinks down. Henry Mancini's score, where you hear that Condorman, I quite love. You know, that's kind of cool. The Condorman boat chase speedboat with the lasers. The thing that I really
the lasers.
I'm impressed by that is if you watch it, well, which you have, is that the animated lasers actually reflect on the hulls of the boat.
Oh, really? On the water?
And the water. They've done.
Wow. Well, that's Disney. They didn't have that in Megaforce. I'll tell you that.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
It's a good concept, and it could
It's
work
got
today.
a lot of good parts.
Yes.
But when you assemble those parts, it doesn't work right. I'm sorry.
And I love Michael Crawford, but I agree. I think they should have just made him British. I suppose because he's friends with Harry, James Hampton from the CIA, they couldn't, you know, I don't think him being that close with someone from the CIA as a British person maybe wouldn't have flown.
Look, you said you saw it when you were about 10 or 11. Look, if I was a kid, because I saw a lot of goofy Disney movies, like The Love Bug Rides Again, Herbie Goes to
Freaky Friday. I just bought that on
Friday, Escape to Witch Mountain.
Yep.
Yes. In that vein of those Disney 70s movies, That Darn Cat, The Cat from Outer Space, The World's Greatest Dad, all that stuff. Tennis shoes. Yeah. It fits in there. That's that universe they created. I'll give you, Condorman fits in very well there. However, the execution of it, like you said, I've got to put it all on Crawford because he's screaming his dialogue. And I'm like, what is happening with this movie? Why is the guy yelling every scene? He's never, I mean, how much cocaine was on the set? I'm like, what is happening here? And the Oliver Reed is like the opposite. He's just so sedate. It looks like he was tranquilized, or maybe he was just drunk, which he had a habit of doing. And he was just like, yeah, all right. Or he read the script, or he had a lot of tax problems. I know that with the British, and he had to pay a lot of his income tax. Maybe he just did this movie just to get some money to pay somebody.
Well, it wasn't a cheap movie. It cost $30 million, which is
I know. I'm watching it going, you could see it.
Yeah.
You could see he spent money. The fellow that did speaking of Superman 2, the fellow that did the special effects for Superman, you know, who made Christopher Reeve look like he flew, they had him on this movie. And he was the one that actually did the harness and the wires that made Condorman.
Look, they were pretty good, and they were doing some
for its time
effects. What let it down was like a lot of films from that era,
the blue
screen.
Yeah,
you know, when it was the close-ups, but
but it
was pretty impressive.
But as a kid, we knew that. I mean, we'd go to James Bond movies, and you'd see like this cool aerial effect, and then you get a close-up of Roger Moore, and you'd see the blue screen halo. Because you knew he was a projection screen or whatever the hell it was. But no, and like you said, the stunt work's really good. I can't think of the guy's name that did the stunt work, but he was a very famous stunt guy. I think he did do James Bond
with the car chases. I think
the car, the guy that did. I read it somewhere that they
is it Rene or I'm trying to remember. I know I remember that. Yes, it's like a French stunt team.
It's a French guy. Yeah, that car chase,
a kill and everything. Yes.
Yeah, he's a very famous stunt driver that did this. And
Jean, I can't remember anyway. But
it was Colt Seavers
that
did this.
Now the weird thing is this film is not on Disney Plus.
Well, that's not too weird. The Star Wars holiday special is not on Disney Plus
either. Okay, all right. So but the weird thing is I had to buy this on Apple TV. And the Apple TV version is a 4:3.
Oh, it's horrible.
And it's like horrible. A bad anyway. There's a novel.
No, and I was go ahead. No, I was going to tell you that. Is there a 4K Blu-ray of this freaking thing?
No, there isn't. He does appear, I think, in Toy Story. They have a little Condor Man and things like that, but it hasn't really, you know, it's not really a cult classic. I think people know of it. There was a novel that they brought out. And there is the comic.
Yes.
So I've only got part 2.
Well, it's a 3-issue series, but after they adapt the film, they go on to make two original. I believe they actually made two original stories, or am I thinking of the Black Hole?
I think you're thinking of the Black Hole, but they did one after this, I think, which had
Okay.
sort of an extension mission, because at the end of the film, it sort of was that like he's going on another mission.
Yeah.
But there's not much out there. But
No,
it's a
well,
fun watch.
no. There was these little figures that Disney put out, Vinylmation figures. I have a couple of Indiana Jones ones and Star Wars.
You're right.
One of the chase figures was a Condorman, and I was going to try to track it down, but it's like $50-$60 for this little tiny piece of plastic. But they did come out with it. I think it was maybe it was in the Toy Story line, because they did Buzz and Woody and the whole crew, and they had a Condorman. The comic book you mentioned, there was some T-shirts. I went online to see if there was a T-shirt, and there's a couple different Condorman logos. But you know what? It's weird. Like you said, that you would have thought with all the merchandise that's come out about everything, that somebody would have made a Condorman action figure, even though it's a piece of crap movie. There's Toxic Avenger figures, for God's sakes. There's toys on everything. I would have figured
there's Golden Girls action figures, for goodness sake.
There are Golden Girls. I just saw the Muppet thing the other day. I sent you a picture of. What's his name? Not Sweetums.
Janice.
Dr. Tooth.
Oh yeah, right? Dr. Teeth.
Dr. Teeth.
He's got more than one. Yeah.
He's got that's when he gets old. He just has the one.
Yeah.
An animal. But no, I mean, Condorman, you might have liked it because you were a kid. If I was a kid back in the day, if I was 8 years old and got hit in the head with a brick, I might have liked it too. But the fact that I was a conscious, like 14-year-old going to see Indiana Jones, yeah, I mean, that 81 was a hell of a summer in the US. We had Superman 2, we had Raiders Lost Ark, we had
Clash of the Titans.
Yeah, no, that was not a good movie.
That's coming up, Clash of the Titans, when we're on our next.
There's a different appeal to movies in Australia than there is in the United States. Are you going to tell me Clash of the Titans did well over there?
Oh, I think it did reasonably okay. Yeah. But we've got such a small population, I always say Can't Stop the Music did a huge.
I tell people that they don't believe me when I tell them.
Hey, did you just quickly see, on a totally aside, that J.J. Abrams rebooting Krull?
No, I did not see that, but I do have a story about another movie that was going to get rebooted, Logan's Run. Going to be redone by Bryan Singer, and then he passed on it to go do Superman Returns. Our loss. Well, maybe.
Well, that's okay. You can find out about Logan's Run. You can find out about a lot of other films. In fact, by looking up here, we've got
we've got a lot of good movies.
We've got Tron, all the classics. I feel
all the classics.
If this film came out maybe 5 or 6 years earlier, I think it would have done really well.
Oh, no. I agree with you. If it was in the mid-70s, yeah, it would have done fine. But once you started seeing Christopher Reeve fly as Superman, no, this was not going to work anymore.
I hear you. But
and Barbara
what does
Carrera,
work?
I'll just watch it for Barbara. I'm just saying, if you're going to watch it just for Barbara Carrera, who
yes.
I didn't realize until looking on this movie started her career. In the States, we had a character named Chiquita Banana, and she used to sell bananas. Yeah, it would be Chiquita. I don't know if they have it in Australia, but she'd come out, I'm Chiquita Banana, and I'm here to say that you should eat these bananas every day. And she had this big fruit head dress on, and she'd wear this outfit. That's Barbara Carrera's first jobs. And then she went on to I, the Jury, which is something else. She's naked in that one. And then there's a bunch of things, but she's still with us and she does conventions. So Barbara Carrera,
might be time for a Condorman reunion at Terrificon.
No.
Okay. Anyway, you can find out a lot more about our show. How can you do that, Mitch, if you're interested?
Oh, Ed, is as simple as strapping on a Condor.
What?
It's as easy as putting on a bird suit and flying around, Ed, and pretending that everybody loves you when they actually can't stand your film. All you got to do is simply press. That doesn't sound good, but all you can do is press the button and you subscribe to Mitch and Ed's Excellent Adventure and watch some good movies we've actually talked about, like Raiders of the Lost Ark and Outland and Capricorn 1 and all these other hidden treasures and popular movies. And
we got plenty out there. But that's it for Condorman. Thanks so much for watching. And all I can say, stay safe out there. This is Ed Dollister.
This is Mitch Halleck flapping my wings.
and we'll see you next time.